So it has been raining literally all day. And it's been a steady downpour. Like, it's been flooding everywhere. I was out driving the day, drove 370 miles for work, 370, 75, something like that. And man, it was just raining all day. So talk about a crappy day. But just now getting home, 6 o'clock. So had a nice 12-hour day, which is it's good for the money, but really obstructs what what I want to do as far as like building mirrors and shit like that. So that's what a lot of people don't understand is that this isn't my full-time deal. I have to do that between work and the weekends that I hardly get to myself, or or after work, and it's hard to do it and get so many things done. I've got several sets of switchbacks that need put together, and with as hard as they are to take apart, it takes me a good hour of working on them to take them apart without breaking the lens or something. And it's hard to do all that. Not saying that I'm complaining about it at all, because I enjoy doing it, but when you get people pushing and pushing and pushing me, it doesn't make it any quicker, guys. I mean, let's be honest here. You ordered a set of mirrors, it's been a couple months. If you have them painted, it's going to take a couple months, probably, because the painter that I use, also has other projects to do. And I know most of you guys understand that. And, I appreciate that. But some of you guys just really, get on there and flood my inbox with messages and just keep messaging and messaging and messaging, and it's not helping the case. The more messages, the faster I'm not going to go. That's not how it works. It's like the same as when you get custom headlights, when you get custom mirrors, when you get tail lights. I mean, guys, there's places out there that do just switchback mirrors for $600, no paint, and you have to wait probably 6 to 8 months from what I've heard from other people. And that's just ridiculous. I think I'm doing a pretty good job, especially being a one-man operation. And those headlight places that do mirrors, like Plain and Simple, they do great work, but they've got multiple people, and still, the weight can be out there because they get so many orders. So you guys just have to understand that. Everybody's got to understand that it's not as easy as everybody thinks it is. And for those of you who say, I could build them myself cheaper, I can find some switchbacks for $80, and I can get the mirrors off eBay for $100, I can put them together. Well, you go ahead, and if you get them put together without breaking things, and use your cheap $80 switchbacks that you got off of eBay and your cheap mirrors, then more power to you. And I'm happy that you were able to put them together. But that's all I'm gonna say. For those of you who complain, there's people that complain. My subscribers and followers, you guys do a really good job at supporting everything that I do, supporting me. Eventually, this is going to become an actual building operation to where I can have me and maybe a couple other people doing this stuff and upgrading people's vehicles, doing mechanic work, stuff like that. But anyway, enough about that. On to what I really wanted to talk about. So it's nice and wet, and of course I've got my halos on. And speaking of the halos, I finally got a chance. Guys, like, when you put these halos in, the wires are extremely, extremely long. Like, the wire goes from that headlight all the way, and it probably could stretch it out to here if I wanted to. And they're extremely long. So they've been kind of a mess and jumbled up under the hood since I've got them installed, just because I really haven't had the time to to take and mess with it and to get them cleaned up. So this weekend I finally got a chance to get up under the hood and get all the wires cleaned up and tucked away under there. Also got to install a new horn, so my truck horn sounds a lot better. I mean, it sounds more healthy. I don't know if that's really going to go through very well, but it sounds like a truck horn, and not like a crappy little goose that's been stepped on. But finally got to do that. And I also picked up something for the truck this weekend that I'm pretty excited to get installed, basically because it's a rare, kind of a little bit more rare, and most people sell them for a huge chunk of change for some reason, and I'll explain that as soon as we take a look at it. So I got a new gauge cluster, and for those of you who know these trucks, know exactly what it is. It's an Escalade style gauge cluster, out of the Escalades, out of the Yukon Denalis, or the whatever they were back then. Just yeah, the Yukon Denalis. And for whatever reason, when people sell these things online, they want like $120 to $200. If the miles are real low, I mean, you could just forget about getting it for cheap. You know, they're going to pay a couple $100 for it. And the reason that so many people like these are because it goes up to 120 miles an hour. The needles are white, and supposedly, if you put white LEDs in here, it's a nice ice blue. I don't know that yet, you know, but we'll find that out. You know, this one's got 240,000 miles on it, so really not too terribly bad. Came out of a 2000 Yukon Denali, and you know, I got it for an awesome price through a buddy of mine who's parting it out, and you know, I'm going to take it apart, get it all cleaned up, put LEDs in it, of course, get the odometer swapped out, and get that in my truck. So I'm excited to get that in there, kind of give it a little, you know, just a different taste, you know, not really a custom taste to the interior, but just adding something different in there. You know, small details like that just really go a long way, and you know, that's what I'm all about, is the stock style, you know, details like that. Before any of you guys ask, no, he does not have the fog light switch. That was like the first thing he sold, so he sold that and shipped that off to somebody in California, I believe. So yeah, that was another thing that's hard to come by, but I'm super excited to get that in there. Here's the horn that I took out. Check out this. I bought this, you know, just kind of for fun because my horn was dead in my truck, and it's one of those Wolo, you know, air horn deals you get at AutoZone or O'Reilly's, you know, places like that, and it's really high pitched. It kind of sounds wimpy and weird, so I wanted just to put a stock horn back in there, because eventually I'm gonna get some train horns, you know, some horn blasters, stuff like that to put in there under the truck. I've got some cool stuff out now. So hopefully I can get that together and, you know, see if I can do something like that. And it'd be awesome to get some train horns in that truck. And as far as like the switchbacks go that I'm building, I mean, I've got switchbacks out the ass. I mean, I've got these, I've got those, you know, I've got some more in a box somewhere else around here. And I'm keeping myself pretty busy. And you know, it's not a bad thing. And I've got my tires over there that need to go on, my fender needs to get done. So I've got a lot to do. But you know, all you guys support it, and I appreciate that, and you know, appreciate everybody that watches these videos and makes comments. You know, I keep gaining some subscribers here and there, and you know, it's awesome, it's good. Appreciate you. But anyway, guys, that's about it. So it wraps it up. Thanks a lot.